Hey guys, how you doing? Tonight's Poison Live. We're doing multiple interviews for the holidays. 12 different personalities before Christmas, like 12 days of Christmas carols. We just did one with Billy, BK2323. He's an amazing guy. First time I got to chat with him. And now we're going to be doing one with the one and only David Blackmore. Everybody who follows or likes, enjoys whiskey, I'm sure that you guys know him. He's the guy for Glenmorangie Ardbeg for the country. He lives out in Texas. He used to be a New Jersey resident, so I met him years ago. And going to be going live with him just to do a little holiday toast and say hello. Whiskey Anarch, how you doing? She says, fuck yeah. She obviously knows him. If you don't follow Whiskey Anarch, make sure you check her out. She's super creative. She actually made a dress, an outfit out of Glenmorangie logo. I'm sure she has. I don't recall the exact design of it, but she's super creative out of San Francisco. You got to check her out. 2020 Whiskey, how you doing? Thanks for joining in. Just waiting for David Blackmore. He should be on in a minute or two. How you guys doing? How's your week starting so far? What's going on? Where's everybody logging in from? Oh, that's right, the Signet one. You had a dress with a Signet. That was beautiful. And you did it at the right time, too. I think Signet was awarded Whiskey of the Year or something right around that time when you did it. Cass Preserve, how you doing? Whiskey Coast, how you doing? Lee Clay Banks, Los Angeles. Awesome. Reed Photo, how you doing? Welcome. PDX. Thank you. I look good in front of a Christmas tree, huh? How you doing? Cass Preserve, our week has been amazing. That's great to hear. I love to hear that. Glenmorangie, David in the house. Let's send him an...
Hey.
How are you, amigo?
Is that working?
It's working great. No audio issues like last time.
Awesome. Now listen, I remember what I have to do. I have to switch off. I have to go to airplane mode or at least switch off my cell phone, right?
Okay, no problem.
Otherwise I'm going to get calls in the middle of this. And
oh, man, it's that time of the year. Look at you with the goatee and the beard and all that stuff. I've never seen that look on you.
Yeah, I've never done it before.
You got the salt and pepper going. I love it.
You'll be the first person that likes it. You know what? I'm going to leave it like that since it seems to be working.
Okay. I'm looking for a glass that I misplaced. I don't know where the hell I did.
It's a little high. Let's get this. I'm on a new tripod. It's really a bit.
1 second. Yeah.
Is that a bit better, brother?
Good, man. How's everything going? How the holidays treating you? Busy. A lot of dinners every night, right?
Finished my last flight for the year, so that's good.
Nice.
Yeah. But it's quite quiet for some reason. I don't know why.
Quiet as in, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're quite distant.
Try disconnecting and reconnecting.
Okay.
That's why we log in early, you know? So just to get the kinks out. Try to get off live, and then I'll invite you again. Whiskey Anarch, as soon as you said hello, David Blackmore, he got off. TS6B, welcome. David will be back in a second. Cigar Prima Donna, welcome. Cass Preserve, I've been doing good. Really busy. If you guys missed it, Billy was just on earlier with cigars. We were talking about a lot of different things. Great guy, amazing dude. Whiskey Anarch, that's funny. How about now, David? Can you hear me now better or no? Yeah. Yeah, it takes a second to log on, but you can hear me fine now? Uh-oh. Give it 2 seconds. There you go.
Now I can hear you.
Perfect.
Okay, I think.
All right. So what's going on? What's new, man? Talk to me. We've done this before, right? You were one of the first few that I did this with, so this is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be no format, no Q&As. Just go, with the flow type of thing. Two buddies hanging out at the bar, except you're in Texas, right?
I'm in Texas, in the in the shell of what will one day be my whiskey room. Well, I guess it is.
Is that your whiskey room?
This is you know, all these homes down here in Texas are built with their big media rooms so that so you can watch the Cowboys, and I don't have much interest in that. So my media room at some point will be transformed into a speakeasy. Is the plan.
That is awesome. This is a beautiful backdrop, man. That's an amazing looking bar. Well, that is legit.
Thanks. The whiskeys make it. It's a lot of whiskey sitting on IKEA shelves.
It does not look like an IKEA shelf. It looks like an authentic bar. So it looks good on TV, on camera at least. Yeah, Whiskey Anarch is on. She's a huge fan. She was excited to hear that I was doing the live with you.
Cool.
Spirits people join. Hey, Spirits people. How you doing, brother? He's a good dude. He's doing a lot of Instagram lives too. I respect that. Nice to have you on. Any glass would do.
Any glass would do. You need one of these, bro.
Yeah, my tonight's poison glass disappeared, so just gonna get another one just to have some. What do you got in there? I got it. Ooh, that's a great glass.
I have nothing in here yet because
I brought this with me.
Look at that, beautiful.
You know, because I was thinking it's the holidays, right? It's the gifting time, and what better gift for people to buy than this and to gift to people? So
it's a pretty awesome gift.
Yeah, this is great because this gives you the original, which is the 10-year, and it gives you the 3 variations of the 12-year that Glenmorangie has. They're all phenomenal. When I first started drinking Glenmorangie, this is how I started, and I fell in love with it because you get to try different expressions. So before we start, for the people who might be seeing you for the first time or later on watching YouTube, please give us a little rundown of who David Blackmore is. And how you get started, and how you had a small part in a movie that you were drinking fake champagne in. Remember that one?
Don't. It's not that type of movie.
Wait, was it Debbie Does Dallas? I'm sorry.
Yes, Davey Does Dallas.
David Does Dallas.
So I've been a Glenmorangie Ardbeg ambassador, I guess, for 14 years now. I can't believe I'm saying that. And
unbelievable. Awesome. Cheers to you then.
What's that?
Cheers to you on that one.
Cheers, man. Thanks. Prior to that, I worked, my first job in the whiskey industry was actually for the Scotch Malt Whisky Society, and they hold a really, really dear place in my heart to this day. Awesome group. So join the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. If you're not already a member.
You know what? I'm way overdue on that one. Sorry to interrupt you, and I just got to pull the trigger. I'm going to pull the trigger this year.
There's so many awesome, unusual bottlings to try from those guys, both in the US and then back in Edinburgh. There's the members' rooms, and down in London as well. Good time to go. Good bar if you're going to Edinburgh, hang out in for sure. 100% worth it. So I'm looking at those samples you've got there. So
yeah, I'm gonna pour the original. Got to go with the original. What do you got in there?
I got a little nondescript box here.
You're gonna have some crazy stuff. He's connected. And
on here it just says S.
He's Whiskey Mafia.
So what have I got in here? There's a story behind these. Yes. Look at that.
Ooh, wow. What the hell is that?
This is these are minis of the original, not the original, but the first labelings of the wood finish range, which turned into those extra matured bottlings about 10 years ago. And I found, I won't explain the full details how, but I rescued a couple of pallet loads of these minis from probably just being thrown into a landfill somewhere.
How many have left, and can we do a giveaway?
We can definitely do a giveaway.
You have 2 sets. I'm gonna need one for me and one for the giveaway.
That's no problem at all.
Awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's a real blast from the past.
That is great. Look at that label.
Yeah, kind of cool. I have the Portwood as well, and may even have some of the Madeira wood left from back in the day. It's kind of cool. So I might crack that. But actually, I was thinking what I might crack first was a bottle of Society whiskey, since it's where I started.
Oh, really?
So we'll get on to Glenmorangie Ardbeg, but I want to be a little bit more impartial today. So give me 2 seconds. If you look behind,
You have a lot of stuff.
I've got like a good part of my Ardbeg collection on this side. I've got a good bit of my Glenmore collection on this side, and then here,
Yeah, I see that.
it kind of goes behind the bar as well. This few shelves down here in the middle is all the society stuff. So I might, if you don't mind, jump up a second and grab myself.
Absolutely. So the reason why David looks so low is because he has the camera set so you can see the backdrop. That's the key, right?
Yeah,
We're in marketing.
I'm sat on my the one thing I've got for my man room so far is a leather armchair. And this front bar is quite nice, but the back bar is all IKEA furniture. So slowly building it out.
It looks great. Off the whiskey wall says he's having a Glenmorangie and smoking cigars also, which is nice. Cheers to you on that. I'm having a nice Jimenez cigar. Billy just joined. BK23 just joined, which is awesome. Good dude. We just did a live with him. Billy, thanks for joining in.
I caught the end of your last one.
Awesome.
I'm not allowed to smoke in the house.
Yeah, luckily that's why I chose a venue that I could smoke a cigar in. One of my favorite venues in New Jersey. So to visit.
Give me 2 ticks.
Yeah, go ahead. So guys, what's going on? Billy, what's up, man? Thanks. Billy, you continue to drink or you're done drinking? Nice. Billy, I'm sure you know David Blackmore, right? You've met him before? Who on here who's watching has had a pleasure to meet David Blackmore? I'll give you a really quick story on who he is. I've known him for about 8-10 years, roughly, and but we were never friends. We were acquaintances, and we appreciated each other's conversation when we did meet each other. At one point, about 5-6 years ago, I'm at Crystal Springs doing a major tasting. It's mostly wine-based, but there's some stations with whiskeys, and David's over there doing a whiskey tasting, obviously. The event's winding down. Let's say the event is from 6 to 9, and it's 8:45. So he's, David sees me walking by. He's like, "Hey, Jazz, how you doing?" "I'm doing great, thanks, David. What's going on?" He's like, "Listen, event's winding down. I still have some stuff left. Would you like some?" I said, "Absolutely." So I'm thinking he's going to pour me something. No, he was trying to hook me up for the after party. So the man picks out a Glenmorangie flask from his pocket, fills it up till it over pours with Signet, and it gives it to me. I said, "David, now I'm gonna have a great night." So that's the type of man David is. He's a giver, not a taker. And I didn't really know him that well. We've done a couple events together, but we were not friends. And I can call you a friend now, but that was amazing. So thank you so much, David. I'll never forget that.
Thanks for having me on here, and it's always a pleasure. I mean, that's what whiskey's all about, is friendship and
sharing,
camaraderie.
Exactly. By the way, I have that flask sitting in my showcase with different Glenmorangies, and it's sitting there. That's the only Glenmorangie piece there. When I do see you and run into you, I'm going to have you sign that thing, so it's going to sit in my showcase.
And instantly lower its value massively.
It's not about the value; it's about the friendship.
I know. Hey,
but what you got there?
I actually, no joke. I wanted to grab one of the society bottles from the original sort of labels, and I grabbed this one because it was empty and fairly, well, not empty, open and fairly close to being empty. I thought, I'll have some of that. Needs to be drunk. And guess what? It is actually genuinely a Glenmorangie.
Wow.
125.4. So that'll be the 4th cask of Glenmorangie that the society did. And in that short window between, for a while, Glenmorangie was owned, the society was owned by Glenmorangie. And that's actually how I got my job in the States.
Oh, I didn't know it. You mentioned that. Yeah, that's amazing.
I wouldn't have been eligible for a visa to come to the States if it hadn't been for the fact that they counted my previous time working for the Scottish Malt Whisky Society when it was independent as part of the as an ongoing employment of Glenmorangie Company. So I snuck through on the visa that way. And they didn't bottle any Glenmorangie at the Society for a while, even after the takeover. So this is bottled in 2006. And then shortly after that, the bottle shape obviously changed to the modern label. So that's a real short window in time where you get a Glenmorangie Society bottled in the old packaging. It says Turkish Tranquility.
Turkish Tranquility?
Turkish Tranquility, yeah. Let's do some of that.
When I hear Turkish Tranquility, I think about a Turkish bathhouse.
Yeah, hey, listen, I don't think we're allowed to talk about things like that. Oh, dear. Funny man.
Charles just joined in. Beechcraft Spirits just joined in. How you guys doing? Thanks for joining in. Any questions for David Blackmore? You know, he's the man. He's a legend in the industry, living legend.
Legend in his own lunchtime.
Spirits people like my joke. Thank you. Thank you. One person got my sense of humor with spirits with Turkish bathhouse.
Pretty interesting.
How is it? So what's going on in the bottle? Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, so it's pretty interesting to be able to taste a 13-year-old cask strength single cask Glenmorangie.
What's the ABV?
55.9.
Wow.
So.
I got the Glenmorangie original here. So I highly recommend for Christmas holidays and gifting this guy here, which is great. These are, how many mLs are these, David?
Are they 200? No.
Oh, they're 100. They're hundreds, right? 100 mLs.
Yeah. Hundreds.
So basically, it's a set of original, which is the 10-year-old, the Nectar d'Or, the La Santa, and the Quinta Ruben. The 10-year-old is the original. Can you touch a little bit briefly on the Nectar d'Or, La Santa, and Quinta Ruben, and tell our listeners as far as what they are?
So go back to that mini there of the 12-year-old sherry wood finish. The La Santa is really the kind of the inheritor of this heritage, really. That is very similar to this. Over the years since we first came out with the sherry wood finish,
I'm going to pour that in my glass.
So the old one I have here is 43% ABV, chill filtered. What you have there is also 43 chill filtered.
46 actually.
Is it that one's 46? Oh,
yeah.
Cool. Depending on which year of bottling of the La Santa. Some are 43, some are 46. So that's 46 and Oloroso sherry finished entirely. There are other La Santas out there that are 43, but are partly Pedro Jimenez sherry finished as well. And then,
did you say Jimenez?
Pedro Jimenez, yeah.
Because I got the original Jimenez here. I don't know about. You remember this guy?
Hey, how are you, brother?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Good to see you, man.
Great to see you.
I'm hanging out at Jimenez Lounge.
Cool. Awesome.
I'm shooting this at a Jimenez Lounge. Can you imagine that?
Yeah. Be careful. All you guys smoking there and the Christmas tree behind you. We don't want any.
Well, we're smoking some good cigars. You were here for a Glenmorangie event, and you sold. Unfortunately, I could not be here for that one, but you guys did some really high end stuff here, right?
Yeah, it was a good time, that's for sure.
Go ahead, man. Sorry to interrupt.
No. So the La Santa is really very similar to the original sherry wood finish that we came out with.
That's cool.
The Quinta Ruban, that is, I wish I had one of the minis. I do have minis of these, and that will go in the giveaway as well, of the old portwood finish, which I believe was the first portwood finished single malt Scotch. That is the current day version of that. So 10 years.
You say the first.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, Glenmorangie portwood finish.
First by Glenmorangie, or first that you're aware of in any brand?
By any brand.
That's awesome. That's great. That's great to learn, actually.
And we certainly were the first to come out with a whole range of wood finishes. So back in the day,
Yeah.
there was the port, the sherry, and then there was a Madeira and the Burgundy wood finish as well, which are much harder to come by now. Of course, though, we've got the Nectar d'Or, which is Sauterne finish, which is just awesome. That's in the pack, right? Is that in the pack? Yes, it is.
Nectar d'Or.
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah. Beautiful stuff. Sauterne dessert white wine from France. Give it a rich, for me, the Nectar d'Or, if you're not really into single malt yet and you're more of a bourbon American whiskey drinker, Nectar d'Or is a good gateway into single malt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Give us a little bit of a Glenmorangie story, if you may, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes,
Cool. I guess classic Highland style of single malt. We were founded officially back in 1843. In reality, we've got evidence of the Glenmorangie Farm and the Glenmorangie Farm Brewery almost certainly making some form of spirits back into the mid 1700s. Just not doing it legally, So 1843, we started paying our taxes. I guess the key things for Glenmorangie is we have these incredibly tall stills. To this day, they're the tallest stills in Scotland. In fact,
Yeah.
Can you see that? Hold on a second.
You got something there which shows it? That's awesome.
There you go. A little model still. These are, in reality, the Glenmorangie stills. If you were to measure from here, top of the boil pot here, to the swan neck, that's just under 17 feet in real life. So these are huge stills. They're actually really a design popular for making gin back in the day. And you get a lot of reflux in the neck of that still because they're so tall. The alcohol vapors have a hard time reaching the top. So a lot of reflux where the vapors are reaching part way up, falling back down with gravity. And when they fall back down, they're condensing down the inside of that neck. And because they're going round and round like this, you're getting a lot of copper contact. And the copper cleans the spirit up a lot. So that's a key point for Glenmorangie. Why we have such light spirit, such sort of perfumed, elegant spirit is because of these bad boys.
Because of the long neck,
Indeed.
per se.
Yeah. So that's a really important point for Glenmorangie. And I think I have 2 of these model stills that were made, 20 years ago. And I think the company in Scotland that made them no longer exists. So I am absolutely prizing these. Unfortunately, all the bits keep falling off them. So,
yeah.
if anyone knows a company that makes model stills like this, they don't have to be functioning. They just have to be, good for explaining.
So if anybody knows the name of that company that makes that, if you want to comment on here, we don't have too many watchers here. We're going to have little more watchers watching me on a repeat later on. It is dinner time or YouTube, but feel free to comment or DM me the answer, and I'm going to give away one of these tonight's poison Glencairn glasses for the correct answer.
I'll throw in a couple of Glenmore glasses if you want.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Cool.
Thank you.
Lids and all the rest. Nice glass.
So how is that jam in your glass? Good?
Yeah, I mean, classic Glenmorangie, really. Elegant, as you said, the sort of Turkish delights, the rosewater, fragrant floral notes in there. Great dram that has almost gone.
For me personally, I always I enjoy my 2 favorites on the 12-year-olds. The La Santa and the Quinta Rubens are my absolute favorites. For me personally.
Yeah, my favorite in the whole range, I have to say, is the Glenmorangie 18. I love the 18. You can't. If I had to choose a bottle of whiskey to, be marooned on an island and be told that's it, buddy, you're never getting off this island. Choose one bottle, choose carefully. It might well be our 18.
Really?
Yeah.
How about the original? How about the original 25, which got discontinued 2-3 years ago? What about that one?
You mean that one there?
Yeah, it's tough to see in this, but yes, I have 2 bottles of that at home that I've been saving. They've gone from there to 1988, 89, 90, whatever the vintages are now. But they've gone to vintages now. But the original 25 has become a big collector now item, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great whiskey, but for me, our 18 is still hard to beat. I think the delicacy and the touch of our 18.
What's the price point on the 18 on the shelf, you think, roughly?
It's about, it's currently about $100, isn't it? It's about that. 100, 125.
Yeah, I think I see between 125. Yeah, that's a steal.
Somewhere, depending on
steal and a retail.
125, yeah.
You go into a restaurant, a good restaurant, you can get it for about $20, $25. I think that's a really good pour in a glass that you can relish and enjoy. Compared to some of the other spirits out there, sometimes they're a little too expensive. They are.
Definitely. And then don't forget, obviously, for me, working on Glenmorangie and Ardbeg, having you can't tell there, working on Ardbeg as well. So different, such different single malts. I love that because it took me, honestly, my journey into enjoying Scotch whiskey, single malts, was, I guess, like a lot of Scotsmen, at a far too tender age. I put my hand to the back of my dad's drinks cabinet, and when he was out one night, and took something out of the cabinet and snuck a few drams. I thought it was disgusting, and I didn't feel too good the next day, and that put me off, for the next decade. So at roughly the age of 23, when I came back to try whiskey again, it was a hard one for me to really get into it. And my boss at the time, a Canadian guy, just slowly introduced me to a few different single malts, Abelard, Mortlach, things like that. And I started to get a taste for it. And that's when I joined the Whisky Society. And it didn't take me long from that point to want to work for the Scotch Malt Whisky Society, not just be a member.
Well, you were knocking on the door with somebody up there with Glenmorangie, and then eventually the guy gave in and gave you a job, right? Something like that, right? There was some story?
That somebody was Dr. Bill Lumsden, our master distiller.
Oh, yeah, indeed. Wow.
Yeah. I met him briefly at Whiskey Live London, I think in 2003 or 2004. And I just introduced myself and offered to help him set up his seminar room, and just got chatting and got his card. And then I wouldn't leave the guy alone. And I called him or emailed him alternately pretty much every week for a year, until he succumbed and gave me a job.
That's awesome. So a couple comments coming in. Just want to acknowledge them. Spirits People says, love the Ardbeg Punch. Whiskey Lover Argentina. We got somebody from Argentina. Thanks for joining in.
Hey.
And are there any peated Glenmorangies that you recommend?
As a general rule, we don't use peat at Glenmorangie. It's not the style that Glenmorangie's been for at least the last, I guess, 50 years. However, if you like a little kiss of peat in a Glenmorangie Finalta, which was a private edition release from about...
I have one of those, still sealed.
Yeah, that had a little hint of peat in it. From time to time, we do run experimental batches of slightly more heavily peated barley through Glenmorangie Distillery. And Finalta was trying to create like an older style back previous to 50 years, when we did have our own floor maltings, where we know that peat was being cut on the hill behind Glenmorangie, on the main hills, for use in our own maltings. And actually, really crazy photo. We've got an old photo in our archives showing peat at one point was being imported from Orkney by steam puffer to Glenmorangie. It was just a wild idea, I think it was the Glenmorangie being on the mainland. The town of Tain had moved away from using peat to heat the houses and such like, and so the distillery alone couldn't keep the peat bogs in production on the main hill. So they closed down, and we still at that time were using some peat. So we started importing it from Orkney.
Wasn't there a story between World War II that peat became so relevant because certain materials could not be used? So peat became the source of heating the houses and burning.
That's probably very true. But I guess during the Second World War, it wouldn't have been that relevant to distilleries, because distilleries were all closed down by law for several years.
Sure they were.
I mean, the UK was starving at that point. There was even in the centre of Edinburgh, my old high school, the football and rugby pitches. There's photos from during the war where they ploughed them all up, and they were farming them in the middle of Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Just to feed people. So yeah, barley and whatever else could be grown in the fields of Scotland certainly was not going to distilleries back then. For a few years.
Whiskey Lover Argentina, sorry to interrupt, David. Is there any cask strengths Glenmorangies that you recommend?
Cask strength.
Unless you're in what you're drinking.
Yeah, I mean, currently, I guess the most recent cask strength, it doesn't say cask strength on the bottle, but it basically would be Glenmorangie Astar, would be the closest to it.
Whiskey Anarch answered that. Yeah, actually, Whiskey Anarch mentioned that.
Yeah. Astar, if you go back, if you're looking for old archival bottles, the Glenmorangie Traditional might be a might be a good choice there if you can find it. We've come out with a bunch of experimental single cask releases back in the day that are very hard to find. But if you're in the market for that, the auction sites, you could find some of those. What have I got up here?
Yeah, I've never got a chance to try Astor. That I definitely know about it. I missed the opportunity to buy one, and that'd be amazing. Yeah.
Well,
If I ever come to Texas, I want to come to your stash.
Remind me of that, because I'm pretty sure I can hook you up with an Astor.
That'd be amazing.
Cool, man. Yeah.
Talk about the crust. I know water is such a important ingredient. The source of the water and everything. And I think Glenmorangie definitely has something there. You guys can't see this, but that logo right here in the middle, that's their crust. Talk about that crust a little bit.
So the signet, as we call it, looks a bit like a QR code or something, but there's actually a much more ancient than that. It comes from, and if you look at the website for the National Museum of Scotland, very quickly you'll see a reference to the Hilton of Cadboll stone, because it's the most ancient Pictish artifact, ancient Scottish artifact, pretty much most important one in the museum. So it was found on Glenmorangie's land originally, and has made its way to London and then back to a pride of place in the National Museum of Scotland now. At the heart of that stone, this carved stone, is this device that archaeologists would call a signet, and we've just adopted it as our emblem. Nobody's certain what it means. My own theory is that it's actually a depiction of how the water bubbles up in the springs, not just our Tarlogie spring that we use for Glenmorangie, but all the way along the coast there. I don't think it's any coincidence that there are springs that bubble up in these pools. And the way the water bubbles up under pressure in these sandstone beds or sandy beds looks very similar to that. So for me, it's all to do with our water source. And our water, you said water is important. I think the truth is that until the science is done, we can't claim an awful lot about the water sources in Scotland. What we would say is that Glenmorangie and actually also Highland Park up in Orkney, we have something a little different from most other water sources in Scotland in that chemically we have mineral-rich hard water, and most of Scotland doesn't have that. We've got limestone bedrock underneath our distillery. So the water picks up these minerals, and to many distillers in Scotland, that's not what they'd want. If you're asking a stillman in Scotland, they'd say, no, thank you, we don't want that. It would fur up the inside of their stills. But actually, if you ask brewers in Belgium, in England, mineral-rich water creates a more vigorous fermentation, creates more floral notes in their beer. So even though we have quite a different water, at Glenmorangie, we only ever claim, I think, that our whiskey is different because of that by maybe 1 or 2% from how it would be if we didn't have that water. It's not a huge effect. The effects that really make Scotch whiskey different one to the next, or single malt Scotch whiskey different one from the next. Obviously, the level of peating of your barley is huge. The fermentation regime that you're doing, how long your fermentation is, the type of fermentation vessels you're using, but then most importantly of all probably is your shape and size of still and how you're running that still, where your cut points are on the spirit run. And those things make a huge difference.
That decides what the nose is and the taste is and all that stuff.
You could take, I argue that if you really wanted to, you could squeeze just about any distillery in Scotland to produce a very different style from what it's known for.
Gotcha. Thank you. I'm sorry to get so technical. I know this was not supposed to be about technicality, but I couldn't help myself being in wholesale to talk, and talk about the brand a little bit. Got a little technical and maybe a little boring in some sense for people who know this stuff. But it's really about the holidays and toasting and cheering, and we're doing that. So what's the next dram that's going in your glass?
Well, I don't know. I was thinking I'd just do something completely different. And I'm looking at what I've got around here. There's a lot of stuff, but this was one that I've only had one sip of so far, and I picked it up last summer because it really just surprised me. Check this out.
Oh yes. You know what? I saw a lot of stuff going on with that earlier, and then all of a sudden it kind of disappeared. I saw a lot of marketing about it for a few years, and then lately I haven't really seen much about it.
Yeah, I don't think they're coming to the States yet, right? I don't think they're here.
No, I reached out to them a few years ago.
Yeah.
To see if possibly we as a distributor could probably bring it in. But
I was fortunate because my mum used to, up until recently, has lived in Italy. So, and in fact, when I tried to buy a bottle, even initially to ship to within it, what was it? First of all, I tried to buy it off their website and have it shipped to the States and pay all the relevant taxes, and they just couldn't do it. And then I tried to pay and have it shipped to my mum's address in Italy, and they couldn't cope with an American credit card. So it got a bit confusing. In the end, I think I ended up like PayPaling them and getting this.
That's funny. That's funny.
So yeah.
Are you cracking that open for the first time?
No, I have. To be absolutely honest, I have taken one little sip out.
Okay.
But that's the first interesting thing. Like a wine cork.
It's Italian, right?
Composite, yeah. It's like a composite plastic cork, which I'm not saying is a bad thing at all. In fact, you know, I've had a few bottles of Scotch whiskey over the years. I've opened a lot. I'm sure you have. I've had a couple over the years that have been corked, and it's a terrible thing. So plastic cork, nothing wrong with that. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to take it. What does it say? Matured for 4 years. This is what I kind of interesting because, you know, Glenmorangie being known for finishing in wine casks. This is what caught my eye. Matured. It's 4 years old, fully matured in Pinot Nero cask from the South Tyrol region of Italy. So Pinot Noir, Pinot Nero, Italian Pinot Noir.
Oh wow! One of my favorite wines to drink on a daily basis is Pinot Noir. It just goes with every kind of food, and it's light, and you know it's not super complex. It is complex in personalities depending on what you get, but you know you can kind of have it with almost any kind of mood. That's what I love about Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
Whereas a Cabernet, which I love cabs, you know you gotta have a certain mood for it, certain food for it, and Pinot Noirs kind of go with everything. So
are you? A question for you. I'm trying to think of any Scotch whiskies that are failing me. Certainly anything readily available that's finished or matured in Pinot Noir casks. I can't think of anything.
It's funny you say that because recently I came across one, and I guarantee you it's not going to come to me, but yes, there is. But not too many. Maybe there's two, maybe there's three. But I recently talked to somebody a week ago, and it was a whiskey finished off in a Pinot Noir cask.
Cool. And did you try it? No?
I believe I did, and I can't remember the name of it, so that's what sucks. Yeah, I'm having amnesia.
Since you can't remember the name of it, it's okay to say...
No, I'm not sure, to be honest with you right now at this moment, because there's very little whiskeys I try don't like, because normally being educated in the industry and being around the industry, you only gravitate to stuff that you know you want to try, and you know something that has a base to it, that it will be pretty good, above average. So it's very rare. I never grab the shitty products anyway, because I'm not new to the industry. I'm not going to grab the crap, you know? Yeah. And we have enough people in the industry. If it's something new, I usually ask around before I pick something up to try at home. So we're blessed that way. We have enough sources.
Yeah. What's that?
We have enough sources that we get recommendations from.
Something I just saw last week, not to give them free advertising, but it caught my eye. One of our direct competitors, I guess, Glenlivet. I saw a Glenlivet only first fill American white oak barrels, which immediately I thought, wonder how much like Astor that's going to taste. You know, broadly quite similar spirit in terms of the style. You know, not smoky. A lot of fruit notes in both our spirits.
Exactly.
So interesting to see what Glenlivet spirit would do in just first fill American white oak, and you know, hands up, it was pretty darn good. They don't make a bad product. So
exactly.
You know.
So, brother, the giveaway you wanted to do, the box you showed, had only the original in it, or there's something else in there too?
It had. So what I can do, they don't come. Wasn't a pack. I have this cases, like commercial cases of these little cases, so I can give away certainly the sherry and the portwood original label. I may well have to go downstairs and check. probably have a Madeira wood finish as well. So it would be 3 if I have 3, 2 if I don't. If I don't have a Madeira, I'll throw another one of these 2.
Yeah.
So
So
it'll be 3 bottles.
let's do a little giveaway, and I'm gonna do a little twist on it. I've been promoting my YouTube lately, and you know, I have 15,000 followers on Instagram, but I'm doing this education series, and this is gonna go on YouTube. So what I would like to do is, you could ask the question, you could think about the question when I talk about this, but people watching this later on, once I post this on my YouTube channel, I'll post this on it on my Instagram as far as the giveaways live, and at that point, whatever the answer is to the question that David's going to ask here, whoever answers that correctly will get that giveaway. Now, if there's multiple correct answers, we'll do a little shuffle. You know, I'll ask Siri if there's three top guys, 1, 2, and 3. Hey Siri, pick a random number between 1 and 3, and that'll be the winner, something like that.
Cool.
So, David, you have a good question about anything to do with Glenmorangie that you can throw out at us that we could use as a giveaway? And the same winner who wins that will also get the Tonight's Poison glass, and I'll also put in the Tonight's Poison pin.
And we can get one of these too.
Oh, yeah, and the Glenmorangie glasses, yeah. It'll be fantastic.
Probably a clean one that isn't all smudged like this one. Do you want me to come up with a question now?
Yeah, why not? I mean, you could think about it before you do it. We got about 5 or 6 minutes before we sign off. So now,
question for you: how hard or easy should the question be? What do you want me to do here?
to a medium.
Medium. That doesn't help me.
I'm having a medium body cigar, so I go medium. You know, medium body Jimenez cigar. So.
Should it be something that's easily findable on the website?
Sure, why not?
I was hoping you'd say no, something tougher than that.
Okay, you know what? Do it then. That's fine. Let them Google it and let them figure it out, and then go on. That way, there'll be only one winner. Period. We don't have to even do a shuffle or a random winner. But yeah, you know what? No, do a medium. I want to see more people interact.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. Whiskey Anarch says do a mixture. I have a feeling Whiskey Anarch is going to win.
Whiskey Anarch probably gonna
She's been on it before 5 minutes before you came on, and she's still on.
Whiskey Anarch is going to have one of her artworks on my whiskey wall.
I love that stuff. I have our compass box stuff, our artwork that I need to still frame.
I have Ardbeg Shorty and the Mix Sticks that's going to go on my wall right over here.
Yeah.
Really fun. I'm padding for time, trying to think. So I guess that's too easy.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
I know.
I don't know, Argentina, you might get it. And that's going to be more expensive for us to ship it to Argentina.
Oh, God, yeah. Whoops.
Drum roll. Here we go.
In what year did Glenmorangie release its first finished whiskey? And second part to the question, to get it all right. What was the vintage of that whiskey that was released? Which we believe to be the first finished whiskey. And it wasn't the one I mentioned here. But
I love it. I love it. DM me the answer so I know the correct answer, because I can't think of the answer. So, guys, what's going to happen is I'm going to post this in a few days on YouTube.
Blue might be behind me somewhere. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll just.
I'm going to post this video on YouTube in the next couple of days. The correct answer, you could say it here, but you're not going to win anything. It's going to basically be, you go on that YouTube, you hit the subscribe button, and then you comment in the YouTube channel for the correct answer to that. And the winner will get a lot of nice goodies.
No, but not this, because I'm about to drink the last dram out of it.
Are we going to toast it out? Okay, go ahead. Pour your last pour. We're going to sign up in 2 minutes.
Oh, look.
You know, it's the holiday season. I have a dinner planned with clients in about 15 minutes.
What shall I go for?
Let's do Ardbeg. Oh, wow. They're both great. So you got to do what you got to do.
I think I will do Ardbeg. So this is almost not quite a bottle kill. This is Ardbeg 22 the 20-something for this year. And
Fantastic. I hate you.
I'd love to tell you all that I have enjoyed all of this bottle. Well, then actually, you know what? I haven't enjoyed all of the liquid, but I have enjoyed this bottle because this is the leftovers of the bottle that I poured in my seminar at Whiskey Fest New York.
I missed you. I was there.
You didn't come to my seminar.
And I knew you were there, but things just got. I was going to surprise you, roll up on you, and I just got tied up, and it was so chaotic over there. There was thousands of people there, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, you know, I was doing 2 seminars. I did the Glenmorangie seminar, and then pretty much rolled straight into the Ardbeg seminar. By the time, you know, I was there for the VIP hour upstairs, and once I've gone through both seminars, it's the end of the show, which is the downside of doing the seminars. But I love doing the seminars because you really get to interact with people in a more intimate way. I find that upstairs, I don't know if I've got a hearing problem or what, but it's hard to hear people, and you find yourself shouting and. You know, I love Whiskey Fest.
It's too chaotic. That show is phenomenal, but look, we're doing this one-on-one. People are learning. Yeah, you know, there you got 20 people on the table. They can't even talk to you for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, it's why I try and do seminars at all the whiskey shows that have them. It's so important to be doing that and really talking about the whiskeys, getting people to nose it properly. And what I'm thinking ahead for next year is to do more interactive seminars, trying to bring people into the kind of mind of Bill Lumsden and our whiskey creation team and get them to trust their own palates. So maybe more lab samples, more opportunities to deconstruct different whiskies in both our distilleries ranges, because I love it, and I think the whiskey drinking public have really responded well to the idea of like getting inside the whiskey and understanding how it's put together.
Fantastic.
You know?
Fantastic. Yeah. Cheers, man. Listen, thank you for doing this. I know this was a very short notice. Like 2 days ago, we decided on this date today. It's really tough to fit in 12 personalities before Christmas and 12 days of Christmas. And that's why today I did a double whammy. I did you and Billy. But I really appreciate it. We're friends. You're a great gentleman. And happy holidays to you and your family. Everybody, thank you for joining. Please finish the toast with what you want to say to the people watching.
I don't know. I just basically, I hope you enjoy your whiskeys. I hope you have a great holiday. And it's all about the people and the whiskey. And keep it simple. I think sometimes these days we're obsessed a bit too much. There's too much controversy, too much sort of negativity out there in the blogs and stuff. But let's keep it civil. Let's keep it fun.
If you're going to collect it, but buy 2. Crack one open and drink it and collect it.
100%. I've got very few bottles that are sealed here. And sometimes I regret that because I think, wow, you know, I could get my whiskey room done by just selling a few bottles off. But that's me and Richie from Jimenez is going to come visit you in Texas. And we're going to try some of those rare whiskeys you have back there. You've got to do it, man. Hey, I'm trying to build a little boys' room off to the side here. I love
it. So you can smoke down there. When you come back to Jersey, you got to hit me up. I know that's your home base. You were originally from Jersey. Were you originally born? Were you born in Jersey? I know you lived here.
Born in Edinburgh, man. I've only been in the States.
Oh, that's right. Of course. Duh, the accent.
Jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you were in Jersey for a while, and if you do visit Jersey again, whenever you do, please let me know. And we won't work. We would just come here to Jimenez, have a nice dram. They still support Ardbeg and Glenmorangie in a big way. So we'll have some dram here, and we'll smoke a nice cigar.
Hey, man, I'll throw another idea out. I was working on it today. I'm almost certainly going to be on Isla beginning of February for a week. So let's see.
I know where you're going with this.
Maybe we'll do a live one from Isla.
I would love to. Yeah, as long as you have a good Wi-Fi signal, I think so. Yes, you can get Wi-Fi. Let's do it. Time difference, we talked about it. It's going to be at nighttime, whatever. But yes, let's do it. That would be amazing. Imagine doing live and people experiencing what it's like to be at the distillery over there.
I'll pack a couple of my lights, my battery operated lights, and we can maybe even get into a warehouse late night and do it from there.
Love it. Cheers, David. Thank you so much. Happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to everybody watching. Cheers. And you guys can go out and get this. What this retails for? What $40, $50?
About 50, right? I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you get 4 different. You get 10-year-old and you get 3 different 12-year-old. So that's my pick for the holidays. With David, I would say this is a very easy, nice gift. You still have time. Go to your retailer, take a screenshot of this, and basically take it to your retailer and say, look, I want this. Obviously, the bottles are missing. I took them out. But they're 400 mLs from Glenmorangie.
I describe it as a Glenmorangie ambassador in a box. And trust me,
Exactly.
a lot more fun with that ambassador in the box than if I was in it.
And you'll be able to get that box and then go back to my YouTube. And David, earlier in this video, described each one. So you'll be able to sip and enjoy and learn about it.
Sounds good.
Cheers, David. Thank you.
Take care.
Salute. Happy holidays.
Salute.
Bye.